Well, good morning, everyone. Almost afternoon. I just flew in just about a half an hour ago from New York, so I was worried I was going to be a little late, but I guess everything worked out good for me. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you about the topic of Linux. Just to give you a little background on myself, this is my 32nd year in the business. I'm a third generation IBMer from a town called Endicott, New York. Does anybody know Endicott, New York? That is the original home of IBM. I lived there for 50 years, and on my 51st year on this planet, moved to a town called New York City. And I've been living in New York City handling all the financial customers for about 25 years, but I decided to finally move there and actually be down the street from them instead of going back and forth 4 hours down and 4 hours back every week. So I've been working with the financial customers a lot, all the names that you know, like Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, Salomon Smith Barney. And in fact, the presenter who is supposed to follow me here today from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is also working with myself and some of the team that I've delegated to working with them on projects they have going on with Linux, but I will let your next presenter give you a background on that, I'm sure. So thank you again very much. In all these years that I've been doing this work, I must tell you that this is the most exciting job in my entire career. Linux is making everybody think a lot differently about computing and IT infrastructure and systems management, IT, than any other thing that's ever happened to our business. And throughout my presentation, what I was planning on doing with you is giving you a background on why that is so, how it's got to where it is today, and what actual customers are doing. Now, I have approximately 1 hour to try to do what usually takes me about 2 to 3 hours, so I'm going to be going fast. If I'm going too fast, tell me, raise your hand. Don't be afraid to ask a question along the way, and I am also available to spend time with you afterwards, as well as come back here anytime any of you would like me to, or maybe have a conference call if I can't get here fast enough. I'm here to support the folks, the IBM teams and business partners of IBM here in New York, and here in Puerto Rico. So, without further ado, let me get started. It's very hard for me to sit still like this. I'm used to usually going around like this. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's better. Only thing is, I also use my hands too. I'm a typical Italian boy. If you tie my hands behind my back, I can't talk. So here's the chart that I always tell everybody that it keeps me out of IBM jail. Remember, now I showed this to you. Okay. All right, let's get started. Now. You might remember a fellow that used to run this company of mine by the name of Lou Gerstner. Anybody ever hear of a guy named Lou Gerstner? He came on board in the early 1990s and did a lot of very tough decisions and really got our company back on track, and it's been doing well due to a lot of his decisions, I feel. We're very thankful for that. When one of the decisions he made was to tell everybody to get involved with this thing called network computing, or networking. And then eventually asked everybody to do real business over the network, which you all now know as like e-commerce or e-business, right? And then a fellow by the name of Sam Pompozano recently took over from Lou, and he took it a step further and has a theme called on-demand computing. In fact, you'll see much of that discussion back in the IBM booth. Now, for the first time in my career, I could actually say I know our CIO. He used to take me, when he was a sales rep, on customer calls when he was a salesman, and I was there to help him trying to sell a system at that time called a 4381. Does anybody remember the 4381 from IBM? It was designed and developed in Endicott, New York. Funny thing, huh? So I knew a little bit about it.